Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Asofi Imana, and people usually call me Sophie. And this is my student ID. And right now, I want to analyze my doctor-patient relationship and how I want to connect it with the four basic principles of bioethics. So a few months ago, I got a laparoscopy operation, which is when you have acute appendicitis. Before I went to that operation, I have a severe fever and a severe stomach pain. I ended up going to the hospital alone because I live in Jakarta alone, and when I was in the hospital, they did some lab test, but they still can't determine what was causing the pain. And at the time, internal medicine's doctor weren't really available because they were in Japan and they have this conference going on. I have to do a USG, and after they did the USG, everything was quite normal. They can't really identify what was going on. But then the minute the internal medicine doctor, after they see my test, and when they just got back from Japan from that conference, they rushed to the hospital to see me without having to go home. In my opinion, this scenario applies the beneficent and non-maleficent principle. Because first, beneficent means that doing the utmost care for your patient's happiness. Because I was hurting, and it really brings me joy that there is an internist available and they could treat me immediately because I was hurting and I have that fever going on, which is a good thing. And the second one is non-maleficent. I was being harmed by the disease I was in. So if him having to rush to the hospital without having to depend on anything and just treat me and book me another lab test and another test called the CT scan. So they scan my abdomen and they see that there's a weird, I don't know what was happening, but there was something weird about my appendicitis. So they ended up having the operation the next day after they did the CT scan to me. So yeah, they did the CT scan. I was diagnosed with inflammatory bowel syndrome. So after I was assigned the acute appendicitis, I was also diagnosed with inflammatory bowel syndrome, which means I have to drink some medicine for a few months. So 7 days after the operation, I can go home, but I still have to drink the medicine. So that medicine, there is a supplement that goes with it, which is the vitamin D supplement. The doctor already prescribed me a specific type of vitamin D, so it will not cause harm to my abdomen or my intestine. But at the same time, my mom has a supplement of vitamin D, but it's a different supplement, but it still has vitamin D in it. So she was like, you can just drink the one I had. You don't have to buy the one in the hospital. So I asked the doctor if it's okay for me to just drink the one that my mom has so that I don't waste that much money. I ended up choosing my mom's, and he said it's okay as long as the one that my mom has doesn't harm me. So I think this applies the autonomy rule and the non-maleficent rule. He doesn't want to cause me any harm, which is non-maleficent, and he also gives me the right to choose what I want to drink, the type of medicine I want. So in this case, my internist applied not only autonomy and beneficent, he also really implies non-maleficent. He doesn't want me to get hurt, he doesn't want me to suffer, which is something that a doctor should have and should engrave within their care. Thank you for watching. I think that's all from me. Bye-bye.